Have you ever found yourself in the quiet moments alone with your thoughts, wondering why the woman you once thought was your forever seems to be drifting away? You catch yourself replaying conversations, analysing every little change in her behaviour, every text that feels distant, every smile that doesn't quite reach her eyes. You might even notice how she lights up when she talks to someone else, or how she's more secretive with her phone, how her attention seems to be pulled somewhere beyond the walls of your shared life. This experience, while painful, is far more common than most men realise. It's a deeply human story, layered with complexities that go beyond jealousy or anger, beyond the simple labels society throws around, like unfaithful or disloyal. In truth, when a married woman seeks attention elsewhere, it's often a sign of something much deeper, something that speaks to the very nature of emotional connection, unmet needs, and the silent gaps that grow inside relationships when real intimacy is missing. What you're about to discover in this video is a perspective rooted not in blame, but in wisdom. A perspective that comes from the timeless philosophy of Stoicism, which teaches us to face harsh realities with courage, to understand human nature without judgment, and to reclaim our own inner peace no matter what external chaos unfolds. This is not a message about condemnation. It's a guide to understanding why this happens, so you can respond with strength, clarity, and dignity. It's about seeing the hidden emotional landscape beneath the surface, the loneliness, the frustration, the unmet desires for recognition and connection that sometimes push a woman to look for validation beyond her marriage. Imagine a world where you no longer have to guess or wonder, but instead see clearly the subtle signs, the patterns, the emotional cues that reveal what's really going on inside her heart and mind. Imagine breaking free from the cycle of confusion and doubt, and instead approaching the situation with a calm mind and a steady soul. That is the power of Stoic insight, and it's exactly what you will gain from this video. Many men get caught up in reacting, feeling hurt, angry, or desperate to control the situation. But true power lies in understanding the psychology behind why some married women seek attention elsewhere. It's not always about physical attraction or infidelity. Often, it's about a silent cry for help, a desperate attempt to fill an emotional void that has been left unattended for far too long. It might be the absence of meaningful communication, the lack of emotional support, or simply the erosion of that profound connection that once made the relationship feel unbreakable. What many men don't see is that when a woman turns away to seek attention outside the marriage, she is often not abandoning love, but rather trying to preserve her sense of self, her worth, and her need to feel seen and valued. In this journey together, we will explore the psychological triggers and emotional undercurrents that lead to this behaviour. We will dive into how feelings of loneliness, neglect, or emotional starvation can push someone to look for validation in places that might seem unexpected or even painful to the one they vowed to be loyal to. And through the lens of Stoicism, we will uncover how you can maintain your composure, learn to observe without being overwhelmed, and respond in a way that honours both your dignity and your growth as a man. If you've been struggling with questions like, why is she seeking attention elsewhere? Or, what does this mean for us? Or if you want to protect yourself from being blindsided by emotional distance, this video will provide answers that go beyond surface-level advice. You'll learn how to see through the emotional fog and grasp the underlying needs and vulnerabilities that drive these actions, so you can approach your relationship with wisdom instead of frustration. You'll discover how to strengthen your own emotional foundation so that no matter what happens, you remain unshaken, clear-headed, and prepared. So stay with me through this deep exploration. Open your mind to uncomfortable truths, because it's only by understanding these realities that you can transform your experience, reclaim your power, and find a path forward that leads to genuine strength and peace. This is not just about surviving a difficult situation, it's about evolving beyond it, about becoming the Stoic man who doesn't just endure life's challenges, but rises above them with unmatched clarity and resilience. This knowledge will not only change how you see her actions, but will redefine your entire approach to love, loyalty, and emotional mastery. 1. The emotional void that doesn't always show. Many people assume that if a marriage looks fine on the surface, everything must be fine underneath. But emotional voids are rarely visible, they don't announce themselves loudly or demand attention. Instead, they creep in silently unnoticed until they grow into a chasm. For some married women, the daily routine, shared responsibilities, and external appearances mask a profound sense of emptiness. This emotional void isn't always about loneliness in the physical sense. It's about a deeper hunger to feel understood, valued, and emotionally connected. It's the silent yearning for genuine presence, for a partner who sees beyond the surface and recognizes her inner world. This unmet emotional need can gradually pull her attention elsewhere, not because she wants to hurt her marriage, but because she's seeking fulfillment that feels missing. Understanding this subtle, often invisible emptiness is key to seeing why some women might look for attention outside, not as a betrayal, but as a desperate attempt to heal what's been quietly hurting inside. 2. The loss of identity within the marriage. Marriage is often a beautiful merging of lives, but for many women, it can also become a place where their individual identity slowly dissolves. Roles and expectations. Wife, mother, caretaker can overshadow the person she once was when her sense of self starts to feel lost or diminished. Seeking attention from others can become a subconscious way to reclaim that lost identity. She may not even be fully aware she's doing this. It's a deep psychological pull to feel seen as a whole person again, not just through the lens of her marital role. The struggle between maintaining individuality and nurturing a relationship is delicate and often unspoken. For a Stoic man, recognizing this internal battle is crucial. Instead of resentment, it calls for empathy and the space to allow her individuality to thrive alongside the marriage. This dynamic, when handled with respect, can actually strengthen the bond instead of weakening it. 3. The role of neglected communication. Communication is the lifeblood of any relationship, yet it's often the first casualty in long-term marriages. Over time, conversations can become transactional, surface level, or non-existent. When emotional needs are not voiced or acknowledged, frustration builds quietly. Many women seek attention outside, not because they want to deceive, but because their desire for authentic communication goes unmet at home. They crave conversations that go beyond logistics or chores, conversations where they feel heard, understood, and emotionally supported. Neglected communication creates a gap where assumptions grow and emotional intimacy fades. A Stoic perspective reminds us that listening deeply and communicating with intention is a powerful way to bridge that gap. It's about presence, patience, and creating safe spaces for vulnerability, which can prevent that outside attention from becoming a dangerous escape. The allure of novelty and validation. Human beings are naturally drawn to novelty. It's wired into our psychology. When daily life becomes predictable and emotional needs feel unmet, the allure of something new, even if subtle, can be incredibly powerful. For some married women, seeking attention elsewhere is less about seeking a new relationship and more about a craving for validation and excitement that's missing in their current environment validation. The feeling that they are still desirable, vibrant, and appreciated fuels their sense of self-worth. It's important to understand this, not as weakness or disloyalty, but as a human craving for recognition and admiration that perhaps wasn't fully met within the marriage. From a Stoic point of view, the key is not to control or blame, but to understand this drive and work consciously to rekindle appreciation and emotional vitality within the relationship. 5. The impact of unresolved past wounds. Past emotional wounds, whether from childhood previous relationships or early marriage experiences, often shape how a woman responds to her current relationship dynamics. Unresolved pain, insecurity, or trauma can create vulnerabilities that make seeking attention elsewhere, a form of emotional coping. These wounds might manifest as doubts about her worthiness, fears of abandonment, or difficulty trusting fully. Sometimes the attention from others outside the marriage acts as a temporary balm, soothing these deep-seated fears, even if it complicates her current commitment. A Stoic man understands that healing begins within both for himself and his partner. Patience, self-reflection, and emotional resilience are necessary to face these wounds honestly and work toward genuine healing rather than reactive avoidance. 6. The need for mutual growth and boundaries. At the heart of any lasting relationship is growth, both individual and mutual, and clear boundaries. When growth stagnates or boundaries blur, frustration and unmet needs follow. A woman who seeks attention outside might be signaling a deeper desire for personal evolution and a relationship that adapts with her changing needs. She's often craving not just attention, but recognition of her evolving self and a relationship that supports this evolution. Stoicism teaches the importance of accepting change, setting firm but compassionate boundaries, and fostering growth without clinging to past versions of the relationship or the self. When both partners commit to growth and respect boundaries, it creates a fertile ground where emotional needs are met, reducing the temptation or need to look elsewhere for attention. As we wrap up this deep exploration into the hidden reasons why some married women seek attention outside their marriage, it's crucial to remember that these behaviors aren't about blame or judgment. They are complex signals, often silent cries for understanding, connection, and healing within a relationship that may have lost its balance. True Stoic wisdom invites us not to react with anger or suspicion, but to observe, reflect, and respond with calm empathy and clear intention. If you're a man who values your relationship and seeks to build unshakable emotional intimacy, take these insights seriously. Recognize the subtle emotional needs beneath the surface. Invest in open, honest communication, and above all, commit to growing alongside your partner with patience and respect. Healing these hidden gaps can transform your marriage into a stronger, more resilient union where both partners feel deeply seen and valued. Now I want to hear from you. What stood out most to you in this video? Have you noticed any of these signs in your own relationships? Or has this perspective opened your eyes to something you hadn't considered before? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your story might help someone else navigating similar challenges. If you found value in this video, make sure to like it and subscribe for more Stoic insights that empower you to build better relationships and live with greater emotional strength. Hit the notification bell so you never miss an update. Remember, growth is a journey, and every step forward begins with awareness and choice. Thank you for investing your time here today. Stay grounded, stay mindful, and keep seeking truth. Until next time, this is Stoic. Paradox guiding you to live with wisdom and strength.